Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to all panel. My name is Muhammad Shukri bin Lo, and today I would like to present about my final year project. The topic for my final year project is to determine determination of present ions and manganese in Tasik Chini. We proceed into the introduction. For the introduction, lakes are important source of fresh water which account only the very small part, around 0.01% of the global amount of water. Next, water quality in lake is about the degradation of natural process of eutrophication. Social development will accelerate the eutrophication process. Besides, heavy metal may accumulate to toxic concentration and cause ecological damage. Main factor influencing this metal concentration in the water were the rainy season and mining activity. And lastly, as the trace element, some heavy metals such as iron, manganese and zinc are important for maintaining human body metabolism. However, at higher concentration of heavy metal can cause poisoning. Okay, we proceed with the problem statement. For the problem statement in this research, which is mining activity near Tasik Chini cause of mining runoff which can contribute heavy metal concentration. The water quality become polluted because of human activities such as mining, agriculture, and logging. Based on the report from Department of Mineral and Geoscience Malaysia, the composition of the original soil in Tasik Chini are in the form of barium, manganese, ferron, zinc, copper, and also lead. And unknown current status of water quality and result of water quality parameter. We proceed to the objective. In my research, there is 3 objectives. Well, for the first objective is to determine the concentration of heavy metal in Tasik Chini, which is iron and manganese. Second objective is to identify status of water quality index (WKI) at Tasik Chini for years 2020. And the third objective is to evaluate the characteristic of each water quality parameter. Okay, we proceed to the scope of study. For the scope of study, at this we have 4 stations for the study, which is Malay River, Jemurah River, Jurangkin River, and Gumul River. And for the physical parameter, we do the turbidity, temperature, and also total suspended solid. And for the chemical parameter, we do the chemical oxygen demand, COD, biochemical oxygen demand, BOD, diesel oxygen, DO, ammunition nitrogen, and also selected heavy metal, which is focused on iron and manganese. And next we proceed to the significance of the study. The significance of the study is to determine the water quality based on classification from water quality index WKI and INWKS. Besides, to know the effect by mining activity on dry and wet season. And lastly is to control the safeness of drinking water in future and increase an awareness among local community on cleanliness of their domestic water users. Okay, this is some of literature review that I used from the previous study to help in my research. Okay, we proceed to the methodology. After we collecting the sample at 4 stations, we do the identify the sample test by using in situ test, by using multi-parameter and also the laboratory test. After that, we do the data analysis, and after we do the data analysis, we provide with conclusion and recommendation. And next, we prepare the report and on research and do the presentation. Okay, we proceed to the data question for this research, which is there is 2 seasons that is used in this research, which is dry season in 2020, and for the wet season I use the previous data from the previous study. As I said earlier, the 4 stations that I will use is Malay River, Jemurah River, Jurangkin River, and also Gumul River. After we get all the sample from this station, we do the in situ test and also the laboratory test, and we do the analysis based on water quality index and INWKS. This is a map location for every station, for every picture, for every session. For picture 1 is Malay River, picture 2 Jembera River, picture 3 Jangkey River, and picture 4 at Gumung River. Okay, for my research, there is 2 parameters, which is in situ and ex situ. For in situ, which is we do the pH, I do the pH, temperature, turbidity, electrical conductivity, and also GPS. For the ex situ, I do the COD, BOD, TSS, diesel oxygen, American nitrogen, and selected heavy metal, which is focused in iron and manganese. Okay, after we get the result from the test, we do the calculation for the laboratory test by using the formula. This is an example for the formula to calculate BOD and TSS. After we get all the site index, we can proceed with the calculation of water quality index by using its own formula. Okay, next we proceed to the result and discussion. For result and discussion, we can see that all site index and water quality index have been shown in the graph, and in 2020, all the class all sessions are classified into class 2, which is in category clean and slightly polluted. And for 2017, it's classified for session Jembera River and Chini River is classified into class 3, which is slightly polluted, and for Jangkey River and Gumung River is classified into class 2, which is clean. Okay, for the result for the water quality index during dry season in 2020 is classified into the class 2, which is in range 76.5 to 92.7. We can see that the DO water quality classification based on water quality index is in category clean and slightly polluted by each station. Okay, we proceed to the result of heavy metal for water sample in 2020 by using ICP-MS method. Heavy metal for Malay River, the highest concentration of heavy metal in water sample for iron is at Gumung River, which is 1.349 ppm, and the highest for manganese concentration of heavy metal for element manganese is at Jembera River, which is 120.1 ppb, and this is because of the land use from the human activity such like logging activity and such as mining activity that can make the concentration of heavy metal will be increased. Okay, let's proceed to the result for heavy metal by using ICP-MS in 2017 for the Jembera River and Chini River. We can see that there is 22 elements of heavy metal that was studied, and this show that the concentration of heavy metal are also higher during that time. Okay, next we proceed to the result for water sample in 2019 by using AAS method. During this time, it shown that there is 2 seasons, which is dry season and wet season, and there is 7 elements that was studied in this research by using the AAS method. So it shows that the concentration of the heavy metal in water sample is slightly higher according to the permissibility range of NWQS. Okay, and for the conclusion, as I said earlier, in 2020, the class for all stations is classified to class 2 and in category clean, and only for Jangkey River are slightly polluted. Okay, according to the DOE and water quality index, all stations at Tasik Chini during dry season in 2020 is classified in class 2 because water quality value is in the range 76.5 to 92.7, so that the water quality in this station is considered clean but still require commissioning treatment. The highest heavy metal concentration in water sample for iron in 2020 is at Gumung River, which is 1.349 ppm, while the highest heavy metal concentration in water sample for manganese in 2020 is at Jumbrah River, which is 120.1 ppb. The water pollution at Tasik Chini might be coming from the land use activities such as mining activity, logging activity, agriculture activity around the river at Tasik Chini. Okay, for the recommendation to the previous researcher and for the future researcher is they have to take the reading of turbidity at the collected sample location as soon as the sample are taken. Next, the water sample must be collected near the land use activity area and ensure that flow of water is not disturbing before the sample is taken. Next, sample analysis that conducted in the laboratory should be taken to reading to each stage in order to get average value. And lastly, ensure that water sample collected in each station are labeled correctly and the water sample must pure inside the clean water in order to avoid impurity. Okay, this is a Gantt chart for my FIP1 and FIP2. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.